You click a button, a number changes. It came straight from the server, no page reload. Now here's the strange part. There is no JavaScript on this screen. None that anyone wrote for this interaction. It's one HTML attribute. And one real company used this exact idea to delete 67% of their React code. So is dumb HTML actually beating React right now? Let's cut through it. To make one number update the way most teams do it today, you need a component, a piece of state, a fetch call, a JSON endpoint, and a re-render to stitch all of it back together. That's a lot of machinery for one number on a screen. HTMX throws almost all of it out. The idea is almost insultingly simple. Let plain HTML talk to the server directly and swap in whatever HTML comes back. Done. And it works. Here's the part nobody tells you. HTMX is about 16 kilobytes, zero dependencies. React plus React DOM, just the core, before your app does anything, is already around 45 kilobytes. A real single-page app ships hundreds of kilobytes before it renders a single pixel. HTMX wasn't built by a framework team at a trillion-dollar company. It was built by Carson Gross, a computer science professor in Montana, and the entire loop fits in 3 words: request, response, swap. You add an attribute, the element fires a request, the server sends back a piece of HTML, and HTMX drops it into the page. Let's slow down and actually look at the anatomy. HXGet, or HXPost, says where the request goes. HXTarget says which element on the page changes. HXSwap says how it changes, replacing the inside, the whole element, or just appending to it. XTrigger decides when it fires, a click, a keystroke, a form change, even a timer running every couple seconds for a live dashboard. 4 attributes. That's the whole system. Here's the part that breaks the framework habit completely. It isn't just buttons. Any element can fire a request. Any event can trigger it. Every HTTP verb is on the table: get, post, put, delete, not just the 2 a plain HTML form gives you. You choose exactly which piece of the page updates. So why does sending back HTML instead of JSON matter this much? Because of an old idea with a fancy name: hypermedia. The server doesn't just hand you data, it hands you the next set of actions baked directly into the markup. The page itself carries the state of the application. And here's the part that starts arguments. This is REST. The real REST, the way Roy Fielding actually defined it before the term got hijacked to mean any JSON API. HTMX is quietly walking that definition back to what it originally meant. It also brings back something most teams lost along the way: locality of behavior. You look at one element and you can see exactly what it does, right there in the markup. No hunting through 6 files to trace a single click. Now, let's actually look at the receipt. A real company rewrote their React application in HTMX. The result: 67% less code. Their JavaScript dependencies dropped from 255 down to 9. Build times fell by nearly 90%. This isn't a toy project. It's sitting at 48,000 stars on GitHub, and it consistently ranks as one of the most admired tools in developer surveys. In a typical React setup, you keep state in 2 places, once on the server, once in the browser, and you write an API forever just to keep them synced. HTMX keeps a single copy on the server and ships HTML. An entire category of sync bugs just disappears. And because the server only needs to return HTML, the backend can be anything: Django, Flask, FastAPI, Rails, Laravel, Go, Express, pick your language. HTMX genuinely doesn't care. When you do need real client-side interactivity, a dropdown, a toggle, a small animation, you reach for a small partner tool like Alpine.js or Hyperscript. Small tools placed exactly where you need them, instead of one giant framework running the entire page. If this is reminding you of Rails, Hotwire, and Turbo, you're right. Same instinct, different flavor. Turbo is more opinionated and batteries included. HTMX is lower level, and it only does what you explicitly tell it to. Now, let's be honest, because a lot of HTMX fans aren't. This is the wrong tool for some apps. Something like a spreadsheet, a live dragging map, or thousands of interdependent widgets updating instantly — that's React's home turf, and it isn't close. Adoption tells the same story. You'll see HTMX everywhere in solo projects and side projects, and a lot less inside large enterprise front ends for now. So here's the verdict. This gets a B, not because it's weak, because the ceiling is real. If you're building a deeply interactive client application, reach for React. That's exactly what it's built for. But HTMX is for the other 90% of the web, forms, dashboards, content, CRUD, the boring stuff that quietly makes up most of everything developers actually ship. If you're maintaining state in two places right now just to update a number on a screen, that's the tell you've over-engineered it. So, to recap, HTMX is about 16 kilobytes that let HTML talk to the server directly. It swaps in HTML instead of juggling JSON. It brings back real hypermedia and real REST. And for most apps, it deletes a staggering amount of complexity without deleting your ability to ship fast. So here's the real question. What's the last feature you over-engineered with React that HTMX would have killed in one line? Drop it below. No hype. Just the stack. See you in the next one.